everyone. Welcome to the second video in our series about S Doc, a course in organizational change that we run here at Nibbana Institute. I have with me A. Geethan, who is a specialist in organizational change, to tell us about the course. In the last video, Geethan, you shared with us the full form of S Doc, and the first word was systemic. In today's video, can you please tell us what systemic means?
Yeah. So systemic means, it starts from the word system. System means many parts functioning together, and systemic is how these parts are functioning together as a whole. So let me explain this through using this model. Can you hold this for me? Now if you see, it's like an organization, many systems functioning together. It could be many departments or leadership and executive team, but they are functioning together. And to see patterns, the patterns which are helpful, which helps the whole thing to function together. There are conflicting patterns, overlapping patterns which may affect the whole system functioning together. The ability to see those patterns in the parts functioning together is called systemic.
Alright. Thank you for sharing that example with this beautiful wind chime. I have another question for you. Can you share maybe a very specific example of systemic work that you've done?
Yeah. I will share a very small coaching experience where once when I met a manager, they gave me a task in coaching about they want to develop a middle-level manager who is not good at making decisions. And they have earlier made an assessment that he is not assertive, he is a very compliant person, so he is very scared of taking decisions and all those things. However, when we met, if I have to bring it to a systemic perspective, then I cannot just work with this middle-level manager. I also need to include the senior manager together, because that's what the two parts interacting together. Mm-hmm. So it was very interesting when we started talking about examples of decision making. The manager was very critical, sometimes even very confronting the subordinate while he was about to make some decisions. So the subordinate was actually scared to make good decisions. So when both of them were coached to support each other in taking decision, how an individual can take a decision and how they will share their perspective to take a decision, where they will consult between each other to take a decision. Then what happened, this person who was seen as very less assertive was becoming confident to take decision. And the manager who was seen very confrontative was seen much more nurturing to take this supportive role for the employee who wants to take the decision. So when we intervene in the pattern, not on the two people, but what is the pattern between the two people, then we could influence a change through that pattern onto the personality. And also because they were taking good decision, it also was facilitating the organizational change as a whole. So this is how a systemic work happens.
Alright, so what I understand from your sharing even is that when you use the word systemic, you actually mean that when there is an issue or a desirable change to be brought about in a company, it helps to focus and see all people, roles and responsibilities as an entire network or system that works together and influences each other, and actually involve all of them to make certain changes or accommodate certain things so that the entire system and all individuals benefit from that change.
Exactly. So that's what we do in S Doc also, is we recommend, let's say the CEO of the organization gives a design that, okay, the vice president, the general manager, the plant manager or the marketing person, he defines, okay, these people are the people who holds the system together, and then we bring them together and see the patterns, and when all of them take responsibility to address the pattern, one, the diagnosis happens at that point, and remedy also happens at the same time, because everyone who are part of the system are together, and that's how the systemic work benefits the organization directly.
Okay, alright. Thank you for sharing that with us today, Ethan, and thank you for watching us.